Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to present to you Industry 5.0 for Ukraine. My name is Michael Rada. I am human, and I'm the founder of Industry 5.0. And before we start, let me ask you why we are here today. We are here not because Ukraine is the biggest country in the world. We are here not because it is the richest country in the world, and we are here not because it is an aggressive neighbor. We are here not because the United Nations prevented the war in Ukraine to happen, or because the European Commission protected Ukraine. We are here because the people of Ukraine never gave up and never become slaves. I do not believe in coincidence, but in evolution. On January 11, 2022, the Industry 5.0 ambassador in Ukraine was named and assigned. On February 22, 2022, the war in Ukraine was started, and on April 11th, together with the ambassador, we already started the project of Recovery Ukraine, and today we are here. What is the aim of Industry 5.0? Industry 5.0 is the first industrial evolution ever led by man, by human. It is built on the principles of systematic waste prevention, and it recognizes and prevents 5 types of waste: physical, social, urban, process, and the wasting of time. Industry 5.0 was launched on December 1st, 2015 already. And its aim is to build wasteless world for all. And war is waste. Unfortunately, we have been not able to prevent war to happen, but we will eliminate the impacts without wasting of time. Who we are? We are managers. We are presidents. We are chairmen, students, producers, teachers, fathers and mothers. We collect many titles during our lives, but we forget with every single one that we are human beings, living ones, not like this man on county art of pills and brewery. And if we do realize who we are, let me ask you the second question: where do we live? Because we live in beautiful cities like Roubaix in France, like Pilsen, and this is the building I'm speaking from you to, like Paris, like Brussels. We are living in beautiful cities which we fill with trash. We work in factories which produce in one day more trash than a city in a month. We produce products which frequently, before using the end user, become trash as well. And we store them in big metal houses, considering that we need more to store our trash inside. And at the end of our day, we leave next to the output of our production, and we arrive home. And there we see that something what was called food before is called bio-waste today. And we look at the red sky above our head, asking ourselves, where do we live? I will answer this question to you. We live on a planet which at the date of my birth in 1971 was called a blue marble. But in 2019 it was not blue anymore. It was covered with environmental damage. But then in 2020 something very strange happened. The blue face of the planet show up again, not because we change intentionally our behavior, but because a virus locked us down. We live on a planet around which we have been able to establish in few decades a global landfill with more than 170 million pieces of space debris. We are living on a planet in which we dig inside to hunt for more, because more become the only criteria of success. More money, more houses, more companies, more. We live here together with 8 billion people not knowing that 200 years ago it was just 1 billion, 100 years later it was just 1.5 billion. And despite of 2 world wars, 2 world pandemics, and more than 650 war conflicts, which happened since 1945, we are 5 times more people living on the planet. And in 2050, there should be 11 billion people living here. We are living in 206 countries, speaking 7,000 languages. We ride 1 billion cars and let 9 million people die hungry every single year, despite the fact that every single day more than 23 million metric tons of food and crop is being wasted. We let 800,000 die thirsty, despite the fact that only California crude oil industry is consuming every single day more than 347 million liters of drinking water. We are planting our food to throw it away because the leaves are not green enough for the buyer in a chain store. We put our overproduction in landfills and in the rivers not to spoil the market price. We carry our water in firefighting tanks not knowing that the same amount of water is needed to produce just one and single hamburger. And we do it on a planet on which one sip of water can save not one, but 2 lives. We store our packaging in a parking lots of employees, waiting till it becomes waste. We work in factories which has walls lined with environmental certificates, and behind the walls there is a landfill. We waste a product which is not perfect for one, but can serve hundreds and thousands of others instead. But we store them in landfills. We listen to the words of World Bank, which says that till 2050 we will increase the waste production in some destinations, even double it. In the same report is written that almost everything can be reduced or repurposed, but in fact only 13.5% is being repurposed or recycled. This makes the waste industry the 3rd most profitable industry in the world. We have built our future on top of a pyramid, not realizing that the pyramid has not been built for the living ones to live inside, but to store corpses inside. I realized that in 2010, and I decided to build another world, wasteless world, and for this another groundstone is needed, and I call it 6R. How does it work? Firstly, you have to recognize that something must not become waste, and trust me, that's not an easy step. Second, it's even harder because you have to reconsider what to do with this. Then you will fail probably for the first, second, third time, but then when you succeed, you will start to build wasteless world. And how does it look, for example, in a power industry? Firstly, you have to recognize that you have something which you can use, the on-the-ground mine. Then what to do with that? And finally, combine the existing resources and something which can, if applied globally, generate so much electricity as 26 nuclear power stations for the price of one. Industry 5.0 is built on available technologies which are here now existing. We do not need to wait for its introduction. It can be the technology of temporary housing, which will help the people in Ukraine and the people struck all over the globe with the climate change, for example. And the project is from USA and it's ready to be delivered to Ukraine and developed with Ukraine. It is the flameless biochar production, which will help to revitalize the fields and at the same time reduce significantly the volume of waste. It can be the project from Netherlands which connects solar and wind into one sustainable solution up to 6 times more efficient as the solar only. It can be the gravity storage because if energy is being produced, we need to store them efficiently. It can be the wooden cable drum utilization project or the glass fiber products utilization project. It is a new generation projects, electricity generation projects coming from the US, from the Switzerland, which right now are ready to be implemented in Ukraine with the support of its partners. And it can be the water recovery project, which is an international project which is useful for every single one. I was asked for many years, Mr. Rada, what is the value of systematic waste prevention? Is there any value? In 2019, we introduced a number, 475 trillion US dollars of savings every single year. But this number is no more valid because it's much more higher. It grew up because of the war in Ukraine, because not a single bullet will be recovered and not a single life lost can be recovered as well. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we can prevent waste happen, and we must do that if we would like to live on a wasteless world. In wasteless countries, and I hope the Ukraine will become one, because there is no waste if we do not waste. And not a single legislation in the world has defined how waste is being created, so it must be part of a framework which I spent 8 years to write. And please understand, wasting is not a feature of a product or material, but a result of human behavior. Dear ladies and gentlemen, Industry 5.0 is the first industrial evolution ever led by man, by human. It's built on the principles of systematic waste prevention and its new mindset of people and businesses from wasteful to wasteless. It delivered the results without the need of capital investment because it's based on the principles of systematic waste prevention. It utilized the on-the-ground mines and is based on transparency, profit sharing, and efficiency. And please understand, Industry 5.0 is not a sales tool or a buzzword or a product. It's a new global ecosystem which is entering Ukraine for a long time already. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we are living in the times of digitalization, and if we let someone to digitalize our lives, our home will look like this, and this is not a mistake because data don't need any light. I recognized that a decade ago, and I decided to build another world, wasteless world, a world in which Ukraine will be part of. And don't worry, I'm not alone. My name is Nikolay Rada. I am human. And at the moment, there are more than 112 Industry 5.0 ambassadors in the world, covering 92% of global population. And the ambassador in Ukraine is called Nikolay Rasinchuk, and he is with you in a room. So if interested to join Industry 5.0 ecosystem, to let Industry 5.0 as described, to reconstruct and rebuild your beautiful country, get in touch with him for more details. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to wish you have a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, free, and let's celebrate the victory soon and start to build a country which will be the sustainability leader and the wasteless world role model. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.